The third champion of brand race of 2013 gets underway. Then the cars go off the paddock, except Josh Barnett looks to have a problem from pole. He's dropping back, but it's Ollie White there from the outside of the front row that leads. It's Scott Malvern right behind him. He started third, so just the place gained off of Josh Barnett. So they head up towards Druids, head back down the hill and into Graham Hill Bend, and the leader absolutely knows the town. We've had a change for second, because that's Noel Dunn, I think, has come up to second. He started fifth on the grid, so a great start from him. They're on to the Grand Prix loop now, it's side by side for the lead. Noel Dunn tries to go around the outside of Ollie White. Scott Malvern though, he dives up on the inside. He goes through ahead of the number 12 car then of Noel Dunn. Now they head back onto the Indy circuit then and down towards Paddock Hill Bend, so it's Satal for the lead. Ollie White and Scott Malvern there. And now into third, is that Noel Dunn there? No, it's Luke Williams up to third. Fourth is Dunn, and into fifth is Josh Fisher. So that's your top five after the first lap of the race. Oh, very tightly bunched as they head down towards Graham Hill Bend, and the top two just starting to break away between the Williams-Dunn battle. Field then make their way, the front runners make their way through 30s and onto the Grand Prix loop for the second time with a 15 minutes race on the Grand Prix circuit, second time on the Grand Prix circuit this year. Josh Barnett into the pit lane, by the way. So here come the leaders, nose to tail again. Here comes Scott Malvern up on the inside, ahead of Shinko. He can't quite find a way past Ollie White there though. So Ollie White continues to lead then. Lots of battles throughout the field, so it is White that leads from Malvern in third. Now he's done, he's got back ahead of Luke Williams. And there's a bit of a gap back to Josh Fisher, who's fifth. Then Richard Tarling in sixth, and then Gaius Ginn. So here are your four leaders. There's Fisher leading the next trio of cars, and a couple of cars spaced out a bit further back. A good battle here, just heading their way up the hill now. That was between the 27 car of Sean Macklin and 95 of James Gowans. The battle's all the way down the field basically. In the champion of the brand, side by side there, that's right, towards the back of the field. Chris Meelan there just trying to gain a place. Here come the leaders, it's almost side by side for a second now. Scott Malvern under all sorts of pressure and Noel Dunn, and now Luke Williams goes back on the inside of Dunn to get that third position back as they headed into Shinko. Then they head down to Stirling's and then back towards the Indy circuit. But it's still Ollie White that leads. He led off the line in that Van Diemen 12-year-old car now, that is, 2001 machine for Oliver White. Second, it's the Ray of Scott Malvern in the 6-year-old car, 2007 Ray. And here comes Luke Williams now round the outside of Scott Malvern to Paddock Hill Bend. He can't quite do it though. He slides the car down the hill, then and Noel Dunn in there as well. Noel Dunn looks to the inside of Williams, in turn looks to the inside of Malvern, so that means Noel Dunn has to go around the outside. And there's Josh Barnett, he's reappeared from the pit lane. So leaders head down towards Graham Hill Bend, and it's still Oliver White. He's starting to break away now. There's Noel Dunn's back into third. He's got back ahead of Luke Williams. Is all over the back of Scott Malvern now. The top two though broke away. It's damage to the front of Noel Dunn's car. Then the nose cone there has come attached now as it flies off right in front of us there. So Noel Dunn there in problems, and that's allowed Oliver White and Scott Malvern to break away from the pack. So it's a two-horse race to the lead now then. They're working the fourth lap of this race. So it's White that leads Malvern, then up third has come Luke Williams and all that. Josh Fisher goes fourth, but he's closed in on Williams. So it's about the third position now to watch for between Williams, Fisher, Tarling and Ginn. There is the nose cone. And into Paddock are your two leaders. And Luke Williams is starting to break away now from Josh Fisher. He's got Richard Tarling and Gaius Ginn behind. 7th place, that's Ben Norton, Castle Coombe regular. He's just ahead of the 44 car, that's David Quinn. Josh Fisher, who runs in 4th, picking up Reynard from 1989. Going well, running right near the front there. First, the classic Formula 4, which is Adriano Medeiros. Here's in the Van Diemen RF80. And now let's take a replay then. Here is Noel Dunn. You see the nose cone already detached. Then the top part of the bodywork there flies off. And Noel Dunn has now come into the pit lane. Good battle to a fifth there. Richard Tarling and Guy again nose to tail as they head up towards the Sheen curve. And there's Norton. There's Josh Barn. As he's running around, it looks like he's in ninth position, but of course he is a couple of laps down. On track, he's running just ahead of the 86 car of Tom Stotton, who actually runs in ninth place. Great battle here, being led by the 7 car. That's Matthew Wood. Leaders back into paddock, and Oliver White just starting to break away from Scott Melvin now. The 2011 Formula Ford UK champion Scott Melvin. And Ben Norton runs very deep into paddock there. This is his first visit to Brands Hatch. Never raced at the festival. There's Medeiros, he's just come down paddock. He runs in 10th position. That's 33-year-old car. Through there, that's Conor Murphy, a 1983 Van Diem for him. And here's this battle. Matthew Wood leads. And there, Chris Meelan and Kevin McClurg. That's the leaders. Back onto the Grand Prix loop then. Luke Williams, Josh Fisher, Richard Tarling. Just trying to break away now from Guy Skinn, who still runs in 6th position. Yeah, Ben Norton, he exits Westfield. Josh Barnett now onto the tail of David Quinn. Oh, Josh Barnett not back in position, no. Be trying to set the fastest lap maybe. He's running in the high 136s at the moment. The leaders doing very similar times. So only a couple more attempts Josh Barnett has to find to actually get the fastest lap of the race. So it shows that he could have battled for that race lead. Side by side, this Luke Williams is under pressure. He raced in the main Formula Ford Championship again this year. Josh Fisher right underneath him then. Richard Tarling in there as well. The Formula Palmer Audi race winner from just over 10 years ago. Tarling returning to racing this year in the Champion of Brands. Still though, it's Oliver White that leads. 2nd Malvern, 3rd Williams, 4th Fisher, 5th Tarling, 6th Ginn, in 7th is Norton, 8th Quinn, 9th Stotton and 10th Medeiros. That's your top 10 as it stands. See there, Chris Meelan's worked his way to the front of that battle. Kevin McClurg, and the 2 of them have actually pulled away from Matthew Wood.
Number 25, Richard Tarling, making his way then down towards Hawthorne. The next target for him is going to be Josh Fisher. And confirmation, Richard Tarling.
There's Dan Fox there, and that PRS car smoking down the Cooper Straight. Leaders back then, up towards Sheen Curve, and they're really getting away now. Luke Williams has dropped back. Josh Fisher up to 3rd in the Reynard. 4th has gone Tarling, down to 5th. For Luke Williams then. So Luke Williams dropping down the positions. Mike Gardner unable to make the start. Noel Dunn has retired as well. So I think that's 19 cars running at the moment. We're hearing Chris Meelan now is retired as well. So down to 18. Luke Williams trying to fight back to get ahead of Richard Tarling. Josh Fisher in front of them, pulling away, defensive up the hill, up towards to Druitt. It's hairpin. Able to do anything at the moment is Luke Williams. That bad. There's Medeiros then, just dropping down the hill. Next up should be James Gowans in the Vector. Then we got Sean Macklin. Then Conor Murphy, the 1983 Van Diemen. There's Wood. And then here's this battle right near the back. Innes Hickman and Dan Fox battling over 16th place. That PRS still smoke billowing out of it. And Scott Malvern getting back onto terms with Oliver White, your race leader then. So battle on for the lead in the last few laps of this. And Josh Fisher being closed back in by Richard Tarling, who's still there in 4th position. And in 5th is Luke Williams, and in 6th Guy Skinn. Josh Barnett's worked his way up ahead of Ben Norton now. So White, Malvern, Fisher. That's your podium places for the moment. We would think there's 2 laps to go. And Malvern really now putting the pressure on for the lead. Oliver White has to go defensive up the hill, up in towards Druids. There's Tarling now with Luke Williams all over the back of him as they head up towards the Druids hairpin. This is going to be a traditional 10-lap race. And lots of these battles work themselves out, but certainly for the lead, well, the top 6 positions are all to be decided. At the moment it's White, Malvern, Fisher, Tarling, Williams and Gibb. For these last 2 laps everything could still change. And here's another good battle. That is Kevin McClurg and Matthew Wood. Wood in a 21-year-older car. Back onto the Grand Prix loop for your leaders then on this penultimate lap of the race, and Fisher's just about that gap still to Tarling, and Luke Williams still right there as well. Fastest lap, that's on to Scott Melvin on lap 8 of 1:36.396. It's an average speed of 90.87 miles per hour. So, leaders will be heading onto their final lap, and it is side by side for the lead. Oliver White with Scott Melvin coming round the outside into Shinko. Oliver White's just about got that then as they head now for the last couple of corners of this race. It's Scott Melvin that leads. Who's in third though? Heading up the hill, it's Josh Fisher. He's really got away, hasn't he? Massive gap. To 4th is Tarling. In 5th is Gibb. We've lost Luke Williams. Luke Williams retiring on this final lap of the race. Meanwhile, the leaders out of clearways then, and it's Oliver White. He's going to take the win then. Oliver White wins by just 1/10 of a second. In 2nd place, Scott Malvern. In 3rd, Fisher. 4th, Tarling. 5th, Ginn. 7th, will be Ben Norton. 7th, David Quinn. 8th, Tom Stotton, and 9th, Adriano Medeiros. A massive gap back then to the 10th place car. There's James Cowanson just making his way up the hill now, and he's not that far ahead of Sean Macklin. 12th place will go to Connor Murphy. There he comes now. There's another 10-second or so gap back to Matthew Wood. And then we should have Kevin McClurg through next. He's lost a lot of time in the last lap or 2. And he's got Ennis Hickman and Dan Fox all nearby. 17 finishes then for the 3rd race of the year for the champion of brands.